once or twice. Not once or twice, I mean maybe a couple of 100 times. So let me redeem on myself tonight. Cause I just need one more shot, second chance. Is it too late now to say sorry? Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say sorry now?
Welcome to Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Good morning, Jamaica. It's 5:25 a.m. on day 8 of the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. Of course, this is Nationwide's coverage of these championships. I'm Leighton Levy, and in studio with me is Junior, Junior Minister, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn and Coach Michael Carr. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
There's good news for Jamaica and there's bad news for Jamaica. Let me get the bad news first from last night. Jamaica's discus throwers did not advance through to the final of the event. Shockingly, Ralford Mullings, who has set a new national record of 72.01 meters this year and has thrown over 68 meters about 3 or 4 times this year, did not advance. He had 2 foul throws and then threw 56.82 meters, well below his usual standards. That's something that I'm hoping Wayne will be able to get to the bottom of today. And similarly, Chad Wright and Frederick Dakers, the 2019 World Championship silver medal, failed to advance. So my medal pick from that competition is no more. And of course, Jamaica's medal tally remains at 8 with the 2 bronze from Brian Level yesterday and Sherika Jackson. Coming up shortly, in less than 10 minutes from now, the men's 4x4 relay. Jamaica runs in Heat 2. Bobby McPherson, Javon Powell, Joshua Dennis, and Delano Kennedy will be up against Japan, Brazil, Great Britain, Belgium, Portugal, and Botswana, as well as Australia. In Heat 1, we have Zambia, Qatar, United States, France, South Africa, Kenya, People's Republic of China, and the Netherlands. Coming up later this morning, as well, I suspect there will be the 4x1 relay heats. That comes up at about 6:25 a.m. Jamaica is drawn in heat number 1 along with Kenya, France, Canada, Poland, Germany, United States, and Belgium. And in heat 2, Ghana, Netherlands, People's Republic of China, Italy, South Africa, Great Britain, and Northern Ireland, Japan, and Australia. So wishing the Jamaicans all the best there. The women's 5,000 meter finals come up today. I know there are no Jamaicans in there, as nobody was expected to be there, but it's going to be a cracker because this pits like the likes of Beatrice Chevette and Gudaf Segai with Faith Kipyegon, the 1500 meter champion. That race promises to be a barn burner, so you can look out forward to that. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a cracker. And of course, the men's 800 meter finals is the final event this morning at 8:22 a.m. That will feature Jamaica's Navaski Anderson, who ran a new national record of 1:43.72 in the semifinals. He takes on Sian McPhillips of Ireland, Mohamed Atoui of Spain, Emmanuel Wanyoni, the favorite of Kenya, Dejamel Sajati of Algeria, Max Bergen of Great Britain, Marco Arop of Canada, and Chapiso Masalela of Botswana in the final. I'm hoping that Navaski Anderson can at least lower the national record again. It's already been a successful competition for him. It would have been nice to see him leave with a lower national record. But Julian, let me bring you in here. Jamaica's relay teams are its last opportunities of medals, given what has happened with the men's discus, where I think there was a lot of expectation on Ralford Mullings. That didn't happen. But when you look at the Jamaican team lined up for the 4x4 heats this morning, the men certainly, what are you taking away from what you're seeing in the line?
Well, let me just first say that I've been enjoying the championship. I think we're doing well. Some of the events, of course, in the jumps, the long jump, the triple jump, we didn't do as well as we wanted to with our women and our men. But we did come out with some medals in those events. The 200 meters yesterday, of course, was really great watching at home. You guys left me out. Yes. Yeah.
Not my child.
Yeah.
Not my child.
Y'all left me out. I wasn't tired. I don't know why y'all thought I was tired, and left me out to stay home. Anyway, but I had a front row seat to watch that. But again, yeah, this morning we have two more races, really, the 4x1 and the 4x4. And just looking at Jamaica, we have McPherson, Powell, Dennis, and Kennedy, with coming in 3:02. When you look at Belgium, who's run under that 2:57 is their best, 2:58. They've been consistent. They're able to train together. They're able to practice together. Botswana, you can't count them out. They have 4 good men. They're A team and their only team, but I think they're definitely, Australia also under 3 minutes. Brazil, 3:01. So I think it's going to be tough for Jamaica, just looking at how the men ran their open 400 meters. Hopefully they've gotten some rest and we can see them come out and perform and make it to the finals.
Coach Carr, of course, you just heard Julia's comments there. Obviously, Jamaica has used 2 of its, well, certainly 3, I would say. I use Javon Powell there. Of its strongest, of its individual competitors in the 400. Given the form that we saw from them, notwithstanding the fact that they didn't advance to the final, but they still ran under 45 seconds. How do you gauge how well Jamaica can do from that seat? Because, as Juliet just alluded to, Jamaica is one of the slowest teams coming into this semi-final, but obviously there have been improvements in the individual performances. With that in mind, what do you think is possible? Do you think Jamaica advances as one of the first 3 teams, or do you think that if they're going to qualify for the final, they'll be as one of the non-automatic qualifiers?
All right. Morning to the listeners and the viewers, and to my fellow panelists. It's a challenge. It is definitely a challenge, and these athletes have improved since trials and coming in. So finishing in the top 3 is a strong possibility. But again, we are behind the 8 ball. When you look, we are 4 seconds behind like a Botswana. Mm-hmm. But you talk about season best. Yeah. No, you don't cover those in just like that. And just like how we are thinking of improving, I would also believe that these countries who have gone sub 3 minutes are also improving. Absolutely. So the challenge will be on. But the important thing for me is the start. That first leg is going to be very, very important. You cannot be. You have to be with. If it's a case where you try run on, we're going to have problems. Mm-hmm. But I believe we have a slim chance, trust me, of being in the top 3. Again, it depends on the attitude of the athletes. How much do they want it to go out there and do it for themselves and for the country? Because getting to the finals, you're guaranteed a little change in your pocket. So with all that put together,
which is a wonderful incentive.
Exactly. Right. So I think we have a slim chance, but it's going to be a real challenge to be in that top 3. When you look that we are way down, probably about 5th, 6th rank in that heat when you look at the times coming in. So let's hope for the best.
Okay, so go ahead.
Well, not just that heat. When you look at the other heat, everybody's running under pretty much under 3 minutes. And so, again, when you're talking about trying to best qualifying time, it's going to be very difficult as well because you're looking at the other teams in the other heat, and they're going to be gunning for this.
All right.
It's going to be tough.
The 4x1 men, obviously Jamaica has 2 of the fastest men in the world, in Oblique Seville and of course Kishane Thompson. Coach Carr, given the fact that the United States and the likes of Canada are in the Heat 1 along with Jamaica, what do you think the coaches should do? Pick a strong team or go with their usual reserve team that would like probably Ryan Ford and Kedron Golson for them to advance to the final?
Apart from, well, I would just go for Brooks right now.
Can't take any chances.
Can't take any chance now. It is at that stage, it's a delicate stage. And when you look and you realize what's happening, we have to definitely go into a 37 low and think to make it forward. So at this point, I wouldn't take any chances. I'm going with Brooks because everybody will have at least a day to recover and all of that. I think about a reserve and thing right now. Mm-hmm. Just have to hit it running.
Yeah, because United States is the second fastest team in the world this year, behind South Africa. And Jamaica the third fastest, but that was pretty much one of our strongest teams. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was, trying to remember, it was Golson or Ryan Ford who ran the third leg.
I think it was Ford. Yeah,
so, of course, the United States, Canada admittedly not at their best. I think they're an aging team. Andre DeGrasse.
DeGrasse did make it to the
Brendan Rodney, right. And I think Jerome Blake and Brown, I think, they've been together for a long time.
Listen,
and when you look at the times coming in, we have the second best time going in here now.
Into this heat. In this
heat.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to take
we should finish in the top 3.
I agree with Coach Carr. I mean, go for broke. All of these men are rested.
Yeah, because they run a week ago.
5 days ago that day, and it's 100 meter. Mm-hmm. And so you wouldn't have any lactic acid still left in your legs. You'd be well rested. If you had training, you'd be running a multitude of sprints. Yeah. To get the lactic acid out, and so they're well rested, and you don't want to take any chances at this stage of the game. You want to make sure the baton change is perfect,
and they would have enough time to practice.
Right? So I would just go for broke. Put the A team on, and let's go and get that medal.
Would it be the same for the women? You think? I mean, Jamaica is drawn in heat number 1 with Chile, Australia, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and France. Jamaica has they have the third fastest time coming in, but the Jamaican team is a lot faster now than it was 2 months ago. With the Clayton twins, Shericka Jackson just fresh off of the 200. The thing is that you probably want to give Shericka
a rest.
Yeah.
Yes.
So bring in somebody like Johnny Williams or Johnny Smith along with
one change. I say one change for the sprint relay for the women, and allow Shericka to rest her legs for one day and come back with the team, except for her.
Yeah, because it makes sense. Shelley and the Clayton and Tina Clayton have been there run a week ago almost now. So there should be, active rest obviously, but certainly in better shape than they would have been.
And my change would be just on that anchor leg. I would not try to disturb 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. The anchor is the
just the anchor is the handoff, right?
Big question though. There's been a lot of debate recently about whether or not Shericka Jackson should anchor or whether she should start. We saw her start in London. That didn't turn out too badly. What's your recommendation? I'm thinking Tina Clayton should anchor. That's what I think.
I when I was looking at it too, when I looked at how she ran in the 200. I think we could power up on that third leg with Shericka, even though she's probably not the best person to hand over or receive a baton, right? But the fact that she takes a baton from left and go to right when she's running that anchor leg, again, as I said before, look like she's comfortable with the baton in her right hand more than anything else. So
have her start then.
You start, no problem with that. Yeah. No problem. And then twin to twin.
Yeah.
Shelley on that second leg. That's a loaded start.
Yeah.
Shericka to Shelley, twin to twin.
Yeah.
And
Tina, based on what we're hearing, Tina is in great shape.
Great shape. Tia is in great shape.
Yeah.
So
because look, as we said, the relays come at the end of the championships. These guys run at the front end of the championship, except for Shericka, who ran yesterday. Everybody should be ready to go again, after a few days rest. So of course,
but not cutting you. Janelle Smith. That year when we won in Doha, 2019, she ran the third leg, and Shelley was on the second leg. Right, I don't know if they are going to.
All right, so tell you what, let's cut this a little bit and go over to the commentary, live commentary for the 4x4 relay heat 1.
A wonderful finish from Samba, and the Netherlands were tying up a little bit, but they take the third automatic spot. What a great week it's turning out to be for Samba. And the South Africans, if you factor in Nene coming in for the final, that's a great team effort from them. But what on earth happened to the Americans?
Well, I think you're right to focus on what did happen at the front of the race. South Africa, the last African medalists in this event back in 2011. I mean, those Botswana men are going to do fantastic in the next heat if they can keep their race smooth and clean. The Americans, I think you're right, Rob. I think Demario Smith did have an issue. And when they went to do the break on the back straight, he was just in all sorts of trouble and he was trying to figure out what was happening with his body. And at this point, when Smith was coming into the changeover, you can see that the Zambians shouldn't have been, I don't think the Zambians should have been on the inside of the Americans there. I think there was a mix-up with the changeover there. It was absolute chaos from leg 2 into leg 3. I'm not sure they could definitely do a disqualification, but they might factor in that the Americans just had they were really restricted there in that changeover. And this is why you want to put your strongest runners on the first couple of legs, like the South Africans have. You get yourself clear, and then you don't run the lottery of what can happen if you're further back in the pack. And the Americans, they got the worst luck in every scenario there in the subsequent changeovers.
And Ocon ran an absolutely brilliant leg. Second leg for the South Africans was marvellous. That's great embracing there between the Kenyans and the Zambians. Kenya finishing in 4th. Big story brewing, because you're quite right, that South African medal back in 11. No African nation has ever won the men's 4x4, so we shall see. But at the moment, the Americans, unless there are disqualifications, who nearly always win it, they're gone.
KJT, final opportunity for the defending champion in the javelin. Trying to build on the 40 metres in the first round. That's a good improvement from Johnson Thompson. 38, 40, and now this throw here. She was down into 5th place thanks to the efforts from Kate O'Connor and Sandrina Sprengel. Is that going to be enough to get her ahead of Sprengel? It is. She's still behind Brooks here in the competition by just under 100 points, the gap between Johnson Thompson and Brooks. And Johnson Thompson way better at 800 than Talia Brooks. There's going to be a lot of women overcommitting, I think, in the first 400 of that 800, desperately trying to get themselves on a world podium.
Kyle Garland's having a fantastic day. Oh, he's flying, isn't he? He looks so good. Second in the 100, third in the long. He won the shot put. That's great work from Garland. 10th on the all-time list with that win at the US Champs. And the women's 4x4 coming up. And what we've seen there, you cannot take anything for granted in a relay. It doesn't always go according to plan. Even if you have 4 outstanding individual stars, it's what you do collectively that counts. And the thing is, Hannah, do you know what? They all look like they're loving being here, and that's such a big part of it.
The team talk here for the Irish women and the Dutch women. Lieke Klaver so disappointed not to make the individual final. So no Femke Bol here in the first round. You can see there Femke Bol trainer's tracksuit on, waving off her teammates. So they're saving Femke Bol for the final. Let's hope they make it. Corey Patterson was saved for the men's final on the Americans. And there they are. Back in 6th place. Samba, what a cup, what a 24 hours for him. I doubt he slept since that medal yesterday in the 4 hurdles.
That finish from Ocon on that second leg was absolutely brilliant. By the way, it was a national record for Qatar in 2nd and for China in 5th. So we're getting there, aren't we? We're over 2 metres now. Heath Baldwin, 10th in the Olympics last year, US champion last year. Oh, brilliant. 2:02, and that's going to bring him 822 points. By the way, we've lost Till Steinforth. He wasn't having a very good day, the European indoor bronze medalist. That's a real shame. So the German doesn't start. So, Kaul, first time clearances at 96 and 99. 822 in the bank, that's better. And remember, this guy is an absolute monster when it comes to the javelin and the 1500.
Kaul's second day, second part of this day and then into the second day is just brilliant. And you can never write him off. He's just, Skotime's a brilliant runner as well. When you've got the two of them together in a 1,000 or 1,500, whether it's indoors or outdoors, they just put each other to some crazy times. So drama in the first heat of the men's 400 metres. The defending champions of USA down in 6th place. We'll have to wait and see if there's a ruling from the judges and the officials to see if they get through. On the outside, though, we'll have the Australians, Cooper Sherman, Reece Holder, Aidan Murphy and Thomas Reynolds. Underneath 3 minutes this season. There's Holder, individual representative, made the semi-final stage. And the Botswanans have brought Lee Epe back, the finalist. He was 8th place in the individual final. It'll go to Longo Scotch, Letsile Tobogho, and then Bayopo Ndori. Portugal have gone for Pedro Afonso on the lead-off leg. He'll hand over to Erickson Tavares, Yao Coelho, Omar El Khatib. And the Belgian team snuck a bronze medal in the mixed 4x4 on the first day of this championships. They'll go Jonathan Zakor to Dylan Borlée, to Daniel Segers and Alexander Doom. British athletes picked up a bronze medal in Budapest and in Paris in this event. They'll start off with Lee Thompson having one of the best years of his career. Toby Harries went in the open 200 metres. Seamus Derbyshire in the hurdles. And Charlie Dobson, the semi-finalist individually, will bring them home. Thiago Lemes da Silva of Brazil leads them off to Mateus Lima, to Lucas Villa, and then Alison dos Santos, silver medalist in the 4 hurdles last night. Big cheer for the Japanese team. Nakajima was a brilliant 6th in the individual event. He'll hand over to Fuga Sato, Toko Yashuzu, and Imezumi will be their final leg runner. Jamaicans have gone for Boval McPherson to lead them off. All being well, he'll hand over to Javon Powell, Jasona Dennis and Delano Kennedy. We did have McDonald, the individual finalist, coming back in 4th place, so they're resting him. It's such a tactical decision. Who do you use for the rounds? Who do you use to ensure you get into the final? Alison dos Santos for Brazil, that's a power move on the final leg. But he's got to have something to chase. He's got to be close enough to try and get into those qualifying positions. I think the crowd noise here is mostly coming from these men's teammates cheering them on as they wait in their blocks. Pretty even here through the start. Perhaps Epe of Botswana moving away from the Portuguese athlete behind him. It's a long stagger here on the first leg. It's the longest leg as well. So you want to put one of your strongest runners on the longest leg so they run further. They give you more advantage and they hopefully get you out of trouble. The Australians, Sherman, very close to the line there as they come into the home straight. Epe doing well on the outside, but good running from Belgium as well. Strong run from Jonathan Zakor. Portugal trying to close hard here. Let's see who gets their baton first. I think it was the Botswanans ahead of the Belgians. Epe just in the closing few metres opening up a gap on Zakor. The Belgians now go to Dylan Borlée, who broke 45 seconds for the very first time this season. He's been around for so long, him and his brother, a massive part of the relay scene in Belgium. Their dad was a national coach. He's stepped down now, but he's left Dylan Borlée as part of the squad. Holder always goes hard in the first half, the Australian. He's got himself round Toby Harries of Great Britain at the moment. It's Borlée from Scotch from Holder. Remember, just the top 3 qualify automatically. And it's chaos down there. The men they're spread out along the track in a different order than they were with 200 metres to go. Holder, an uncharacteristically strong finish from the Australian, but he cuts across the field, causing chaos behind. The Australians moving well at the moment. Aidan Murphy takes up the baton, but he's got one Letsile Tebogo behind him, and you would not want to have a man with that pace just sneaking up the inside. Seamus Derbyshire at Britain going well. He's a hurdler, so might expect strength in the closing stages. And Daniel Seegers moving well for Belgium, but Letsile Tebogo, it was heartbreak last night. He was off the podium in the 200 metres, but he's having a bit of fun here with his friends, with his teammates. He's looking up at the big screen. Tebogo's got the inside line, and he'll get to hand over to Ndori, who's waiting for him in lane one. A good effort from Letsile Tebogo, the 100, 200 metre man. Seegers gets the better of him in the closing stages, and Alexander Doom, the world indoor champion, multiple European champion, part of the bronze medal squad in the mixed 4x4, has the baton in the lead. And the Belgians, the Botswanans and the Australians at the moment getting the better of the rest of the field. Charlie Dobson running alongside Delano Kennedy as they try and get back on terms with the Australians. Doom had a tremendous year last year and then tore his hamstring in the individual event in Paris. He is back to full fitness, made the semi-final individually, and there's not much that Doom can do here with Ndori, and what a finish from the Australians. Reynolds having a tremendous run. Dobson trying to find space on the inside. Botswana from Belgium, from Australia and Britain. Bronze medalists from the last two major championships in fourth place. We'll have to keep an eye on the qualifying times across the two heats. And fortunately, Dos Santos not been able to do enough here. Oceanic record for Australia, that's the cheers. 2:58 for them, a season's best for the Brits. But I'm loving that celebration from the Botswanan men.
The Botswanans are on fire. Great Britain will make it as one of the two non-automatic qualifiers, pushing out the Kenyans and the People's Republic of China, because Jamaica have also crept through. The first, well, all eight teams in that heat were inside 3 minutes. That's incredible. So the headlines, the Botswanans are looking very, very good. So too the South Africans. Belgium with a good quartet, and no United States in the final, even though they have won 9 of the last 10. No African nation has ever won this title, and they've got the South Africans and the Botswanans looking very, very good indeed, with Kevin Atshipi, the 10th fastest ever, having won the individual 4, coming in for the final. Great running there from the Australians as well. Daniel Seegers, by the way, that third leg for Belgium was absolutely brilliant. Okay, it's a non-stop night, and it's been a non-stop day for these women. But where are we with the...
Okay, so let me give you an update here. You would have heard, first of all, let's apologize for you missing the 4x4 relays for men Heat 1, where the United States did not make it through to the final. Apparently, there is an infringement that is alleged to have occurred with Zambia. So the news coming out of Japan, I just got this a while ago from Japan. A stunned USA has filed a protest regarding an infringement with Zambia, who finished last in the men's 4x400 meters relay. So the US has filed an appeal to overturn their position, I suppose, because of an alleged infringement with Zambia. That is what happened to the US team, where they did not finish among the top 3 or the top 5 for that matter. So the appeals, they're claiming that Zambia impeded them. However, the second leg runner ran, well, like that, I can't read that part. But they said that Zambia impeded them. Apparently, as you know, in terms of your position,
You have to cut in.
Yeah, you line up according to the position that you're in. So the leader gets lane 1, second place lane 2, up and so on. So apparently, there was somebody was not supposed to be in the lane that they were in. So let's see if the appeal is successful. No, in the United States, probably it does. I mean, because we know they tend to get these things done in their favor. So that's the word coming out of Japan. The United States has filed a protest regarding an infringement with Zambia, team who finished last in the men's 4x4 heat, and the USA is claiming that Zambia impeded their runner. So let's see what.
And if it's after changing the baton and you go across.
I'm wondering myself. But as soon as we get more detail, I'll let you know. So let's go back over to the country now, where there is a second heat of the women's 4x4 relay coming up shortly. The 4x1 relays featuring Jamaica in both male and female teams.
South Africa
0.14 seconds. But Wayne is with the successful Jamaican team right now in Tokyo.
Thank you very much, Leighton Levy. Ladies, if you could come a little closer, you're live in Jamaica. I'm not seeing Nikisha. All right, so listen, I just told you I rather enjoyed the performance. It was refreshing. From Ranisha to Nikisha to Stacey to Dejani, it was just a pleasure to look at. All you did was to go ahead and run the fastest time in the world. How did you manage to put that performance together?
Honestly,
Stacey, come a little closer, please, yeah.
yeah, honestly, we know that we're capable working together as a team. So it was just for us to put the team together and come out and give us our best performances.
Nikisha, you were running like you were in the final with the 4x4 already. That performance on the ankle leg was just special.
Yeah, I have to go out there and do it for my team and also to make our country proud of us. So, yeah.
Renisha, are you guys sure that you were running together for the first time here? Because you look like you've been running together for 10 years. You know each other so well.
Actually, this was my first race for the longest time, so I was a little bit rusty, but we qualified for the final, so I'm just happy that we girls came out here and we did what we have to, and we're in the final, so that's what matters.
Dejani, why are you so far away? Come closer. Your performance was also, as I say, you were flawless, you guys.
Thank you so much. We really just went out there and just gave it our best to qualify to the finals. And I think we did a great job proving ourselves out there. So now we just have more confidence going into the finals.
This 4 coming back? Oliver, take care.
And so let me give you an update here. The Australian team has been the Australian team has been disqualified in the men's 4x4. This means Jamaica has moved up to 4th place. Of course, they've already qualified, but they've moved up to 4th place because of Australia's disqualification. So more good news for Jamaica. They're finishing higher, but they're still in the final. So kudos to the Jamaican team for doing well there. But let's go back over now to Tokyo.
At the blue line, it was really chaotic down there. So Australia and Brazil being disqualified, that moves Great Britain up into an automatic qualifier.
Williams, Renisha McGregor, and Nikisha Price. 3 minutes 22.77, which was the world lead. Norway second, 3:23.84, which is a national record, and Poland 3:24.339, which was a season's best. Italy also fourth, 3:24.71, a season's best. In heat number 2, the United States, we have those official results have not come up yet, but what we can tell you that the United States are 3:22.53, a new world lead from the Jamaicans, are second fastest in the world, and Netherlands 3:24.03, and France. But let's go over now to the which event?
4x1, the 4x1 men.
For her, but she will be in the second half of the final.
No, that's all seriousness though. The exchange between Raheem Ford and Kishane Thompson, complete disaster. Kishane apparently took off too early,
Well, no. Did he?
No.
The baton fell.
The baton fell. The baton fell, and they were
trying to search for it.
Yeah, close to the edge of the box, and disaster. So that's what looked like an almost certain medal for Jamaica going into the final is no more. So it's down to the women now to ensure that they get the stick around. The last few days for Jamaica have not been very good at all, and of course it's a disappointment because it robs all of these gentlemen an opportunity to come away with a medal from these championships. And for all the practice in the relay camps, which we know they did this year, it somehow found a way to fall apart. And disappointment for Jamaica there, but look, the good news is that Jamaica is in the 4x4 finals, both male and female.
And we still have the women's 4x1 to go. Let's see how we do with that.
Shakes out. So disappointment for Jamaica. Bad exchange between Raheem Ford and Kishane Thompson. End of story.
Third leg again, eh?
Yep.
Is either handing to the third leg or coming out of the third leg.
Yep. So let's go back over to the
always that leg.
Always
that leg.
Got oblique Seville or Ford or Blake or Thompson. It's over.
just went off too hard.
Okay, so the Great Britain is out, South Africa is out. So as I said, misery loves company. So let's get the official results. But
and the
certainly
relay.
things are not looking good for some of the favorites for relay medals in Tokyo.
Looking at the replay, it looked like
Was there an infringement?
yes, the runner from who was inside South Africa. When he moved off, you're taking the baton on the left hand, so you're gonna stand on the right hand side of the lane. And it looked like his first step or two was over in the other lane, and it affected the South African runner.
Wow.
So,
And Great Britain also had a mishap.
and USA,
And
of course,
USA
not
had a
finishing.
Boy, I tell you, the
Yes,
relays.
they finished. Remember they won our heat. They won Jamaica's heat.
Nah, man.
There was Great Britain, I believe,
was
that was
Great
in
Britain
this.
that-
Great Britain that had it.
Yeah, Great Britain. Sorry.
Wow.
This is the 4x1s, just
Okay.
like the relays.
So let's bring Wayne in here. Wayne.
Yes, Leighton, I'm here.
Okay, disaster for Jamaica in the men's 4x1. I don't know if you had a better view of it than we did on TV, but tell me a little bit about what you might have seen, why the exchange that wasn't completed between Raheem Ford and Kishane Thompson.
Yeah, it was a poor series for Raheem. He collected badly and clearly didn't collect himself very well by the time he received and to hand off to Shane on the ankle leg. So it was a poor series from him on that particular leg, as I hear one of you mention, on that particular leg. And so I just don't think when he reached Kishane, he had gotten out of his head the fact that he almost messed up when receiving the baton. And so when they came into the mix zone just now, I stopped Kishane. No, I was holding on to Raheem, and I was about to say to them, gentlemen, don't worry about it. There's no reason to blame any individual. It's a team thing, and you win and you lose as a team. But I still want to find out from Raheem about that little series between himself of collecting and handing over. And by the time I put my hand around to hold on to Raheem, he was about to stop. Kishane came around the other side and pulled his hand away and said, no comment. And all four of them went up the lane. I was just kind of disappointed because Raheem wanted to explain what happened. And Kishane just said to no comment and pushed him around the other side, so I was able to get onto him. It's unfortunate, and it's happened at the third time to Kishane. Remember, I think it was at the World Relays, or was it at the...
Twice at the World Relays, yes.
Yeah. Right, and now it's happening to him for a third time. And you know, I mean, when you look at how Jamaica traveled the world trying to get that qualifying time, to come here now and to mess things up, that is why it's more disappointing, because we didn't have the qualifying time. They spent money, they went to the London Diamond League, they went to this, they went to that, and
training camp.
and training camp.
Training
and look
camp,
at what they,
which has never happened, really.
I was gonna say, look at what they did, but no. Let's say it this way: look at what happened.
Yeah.
You know, having done so much to
happens.
get it.
Yep.
You know,
Unfortunate.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Let's hope the ladies, you know,
Do a better
will have
job.
much better luck.
All right.
Right.
So let's go back over to the commentary now in Tokyo, where Jamaica's 4x1 women's team is on track, and hopefully fortunes will follow them as opposed to what has happened prior.
short. Belgium will have to
So
wait.
the Jamaicans are in the final.
Safe.
Good performance.
Safe.
41-80. Good time. The Clayton twins ran well as expected. In fact, all four ladies
All
ran
four
well.
ladies ran well.
So
executed well.
Kudos to the women. They've found some level of redemption there. And of course, the Clayton twins doing the job. And of course, Janelle Smith anchoring the team successfully, winning by quite a distance to secure a pretty fast time. Season's best 41.80 seconds. Coach Carr, I'm sure you're particularly proud given that the anchor leg was a former Woolmerian.
Well,
It's
not a former Woolmerian.
Not a former.
Well,
A Woolmerian.
It's a Woolmerian.
Yeah.
My bad.
They take these things serious, you know.
I know. My wife takes it very seriously towards a Woolmerian.
Wow.
Yes, you know,
Redemption.
It's definitely
Redemption.
definitely. And then when you look, we still have Sharika and we still have Shelley to come onto this team somewhere. 41-80 could be 40 if you check it out later, as long as the baton runs well. But I think all four ladies executed well.
Executed well.
And
when you
the
look at the changes,
were good. But look at it now. Three other ladies, though, you know, are from MVP.
Yep.
Right, the twins and John Hill, which they had enough time to practice, so they shouldn't. Well, things do happen. Okay, you practice, things do happen. But it was good execution. 41-80. Awesome.
Yes. Awesome. Very happy for that. I mean,
and when you look, the season best was what, 42-30 or something like that.
Right.
So 41-80. They are in the final.
That's the most important.
And if you are not in it, you don't have a chance to win it.
See me, I tell you, man, my wife just messaged me, former Woolmerian.
How dare you?
She said, don't come home.
I don't want to be in your shoes.
Yeah, but that was to be expected. So, yeah, but it's really a really nice pick up from what happened with the men, the way the women ran well. And I think based on the performance, you would have to think that if they execute well in the final, it should be among the medals.
They should be among the medals, should be.
Yeah, so if you're just joining us, first of all, welcome to Nationwide's coverage of the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. But the bad news that Jamaica's men fumbled the final changeover and are out. The changeover between Raheem Ford and Kishane Thompson. I'm not going to be one to be here laying blame because this was a team effort.
We don't really know what happened either. I didn't see the replay. So.
Yeah, it's a team effort, and things didn't go.
Things happen.
Yeah, and but the women have gone through 41-80. The team of Jadine Williams to was it Tina Clayton to Tia Clayton to Tina Clayton to Janelle Smith, and they're in the final 41-80. Season's best for Jamaica.
Tina ran a fantastic third leg.
Yep.
She
blew the doors off of that properly. So
properly.
Congratulations to the Jamaica women for getting into the final. As it appears right now, there is a strong possibility that Jamaica could end these championships tomorrow.
With 10 medals. The 4x4 women look good for a medal, and the 4x1 women look good for a medal. Unfortunately, we can't say the same about the men, but this is what it is. But the good thing about the men, they made it. I mean, we were counting them out, we weren't so sure that they were going to make it in the 4x4 and to go under 3 minutes. I mean, it was good for them. 2:59.
Yeah.
The fifth best time going in there
Fourth
overall,
now,
because Australia was disqualified. So I'm happy for them, and that's a good thing for the men themselves because they'll make some money.
Yep. I feel for Kishane now. This is the third time he's standing on that ankle leg and not getting the baton to go home. They should probably
make him run the backstretch.
That's something.
Maybe the luck will change. Well, let's go back over to the second heat now that will feature the United States and Great Britain. The United States team looking like star athletics, because it's Kayla White and of course the word is that Kayla White, Shakira Richardson, Tanisha Terry, and of course the world champion Melissa Jefferson Wooden will form the team for the final, but they're on track now in heat number 2. So let's go over to the commentators. 1:60. New, well, not a season, but certainly a fast time, faster than the Jamaicans. But let's go over to Wayne in Tokyo.
Thank you very much, Leighton. Well, I have three of the Jamaican ladies who just ran so beautifully to qualify for the final of the 4x100 meters. Ladies, that was really, really nice performance. All four of you did very well. Let me start with you, Tia. How was it? How was it? From school days, we can't stop get it wrong. We will eventually. Don't worry about it. All right. Janelle, you're a camera girl. Michael Carr is in the studio? No,
Coach Carr.
Hi, Janelle.
What do you mean? We'll talk to you. Just say hi.
Hey, Mr. Carr, we're champs again.
Hi, Janelle. How are you doing? Congratulations on your performance and the team.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, let me just take this over. All right, yeah, good job from you. How was it out there?
It was good. The aim was to qualify, get the partner run safely, and we did just that. So we go back, we refocus, and come out for the finals tomorrow.
Lady Levy said you blew the door off on that third leg.
Well, I guess.
You guess, you're too modest. Jody, could you step a little forward? Good leg from you.
Thank you. Firstly, I have to, give God thanks and the glory for allow us to be out here, all four of us, to finish injury-free. And I also have to thank Shelly because she encouraged us and she motivated us, say we must trust each other. And that was a big thing for us. So it was really good.
Yeah. Jenny, let me ask you, and I want to ask Jody this as well. When you come to these events and have to hang around until almost the last day, is it frustrating?
Absolutely. I won't lie to you. I don't like it. I do not like it at all. But, we are grateful to be here to, start from September. We're in September again, and we're finishing healthy for the first time in a long time. So very grateful and just have to keep pushing forward.
Yeah. You were in Totori?
Yes, oh yeah.
So you've been here for a while.
And we were in Italy for the past 2 months also, so I missed my bed. Trust me, morning very early.
And you can't wait to reach home, not it?
I'm dreading the flight. I'm not going to lie, I'm dreading that flight. But yes, but we're going home, so yeah.
Right. Jody, Jill says it was difficult, just hanging around. I've seen it many times and athletes are frustrated by it. How about you?
I always wanted to come to Japan. Always wanted. As you know, I'm an anime person, well, the food is a little bit off, but away from that, I'm excited to be here and I'm excited to be a part of the relay team with these amazing girls. So it's a good experience for me.
And you're going home on Monday as well?
Yes, I'm going home on Monday as well.
What are you looking forward to eating? Why that you didn't get a chance to eat when you were getting ready for your season?
I wanted to try the rice bun, which I did, but I had to limit it because my coach is like, Jody, remember your weight. So I'm like, okay, I have to take it easy until the competition finish.
And then when the competition finish, what are you going to get away in?
The soup, the noodles. The ramen and the egg. I really want to try that.
Let me see the tattoo before you go. You were just, what is it?
Oh, it's One Piece. This is Luffy and Chopper, my two favorite characters. So big up to them.
Good luck in the final.
Yeah.
Fun set of ladies. Thank you, Wayne, for these awesome interviews.
You're the boss.
You're the boss.
You're all the props on that. So let's go back over down to the commentary in Tokyo.
If she doesn't get a medal after the season she's had,
of the day's activities in the World Athletics Championships over there in Tokyo, Japan. Coming up in just about 8 minutes from now is the 800-meter finals that will feature Jamaica's Nabaski Anderson, who ran off 1:43.72 personal best and national record in the semifinals to get to the final. Mohamed Atoui of Spain with a season's best of 1:42.73. The world leading runner Emmanuel Wanyoni of Kenya, the favorite to win the gold medal. He's in with a time of 1:41.44, the fastest time in the world this year. And he is also joined by Dejamel Sajati of Algeria, one of the fastest men in the world this year. Max Bergen of Great Britain, Marco Arup of Canada, and Seshipo Masalelo of Botswana are also in the final. It's been a morning of mixed fortunes for Jamaica. Gentlemen, when you look at what happened with the 4x1 men, I've been getting some information from out of Japan about perhaps the possible cause of the mishap. There is a report that I just got from not a report, but somebody
mishap
who was
with which one?
This morning, the 4x1 men, that Raheem Ford was calling stick. Kishane took off and did not respond, and then he called stick again when Kishane pulled out it and he grabbed the stick and then it fell from his hands. There is another perspective that I got from somebody else inside the stadium who said that Kishane actually took the stick and then it fell from his hands. Either way, though, it was a costly error because Jamaica is no longer in the final of the 4x1 men, and it brings into question, I believe, recent experiences. We saw this at World Relays. One was an injury with Jordan Fort. But the initial exchange in the first round was a bad experience between Blake and Julian Fort. Now we're seeing a similar situation on the second exchange and on the final exchange as well. Wayne is with us, but Coach Carlos, want to get after we talk to Wayne, I want to hear from you. Just what has gone wrong with our relay practicing. Wayne, let's go over to you and hear what Wayne has to say. Wayne?
Let me get to a quiet place. Hold on there. Yeah, go ahead now.
Yeah, I was asking Wayne about the whole idea of the whole issue with our baton passing. We didn't have this problem not so long ago, but all of a sudden it seems as if we have these. Well, it's becoming a trend now, wherein we are having issues, especially on the second exchange. What are your thoughts? I mean, we have three of the fastest men in the world. We should be able to we have gotten in baton practice, but we still are making these blunders, especially since Usain Bolt retired. We've been having a lot of issues with the stick passing in the relays.
Yeah, you're right. The issues that we've been having now, they coincide with Bolt's departure. And the commentator did mention that the 4 in a row by Jamaica, spreading over World Championships and the Olympics, winning gold medals, ended with Usain as well. And sorry, you start to wonder what is happening with it, because this is the third time this year that's happening. I mean, fine, it's an injury to Jordan. Yeah. That you couldn't. Well, is it Jordan or Julian? Anyway,
no, Julian Ford.
Right. So it's an injury to him that nobody can you prepare for. But the one with Johan and now tonight, Ford, the third time that Kishane has not been able to complete. I hear you say something a while ago. I saw the replay on the stadium monitor. We're getting the live stadium feed because it's a 30-second delay. And I can't remember seeing Kishane actually taking the baton. It fell between the handover and Kishane collecting. I stand corrected, but I didn't see him collect the baton. And as I said to you, my issue is Ford, and I was discussing it with Adi Doyen from the BBC just now, because it's a talking point. I'm inside my workstation at the media center, and I went to get a cup of coffee just now, and somebody said to me, your guys dropped the baton again. And when I was on my way up, they talk about it, a big talking point because of the fact that we got the gold and silver in men's 100. I got one of the semi-finalists, so 3 gentlemen who, once they get the second run, would do well. They were talking about it, and I was just wondering, Fort, if you look at the handover, who gave to Fort?
It was Oblique.
Civil.
So Oblique gave it to Ford. Just look at the handover on that leg. It was a heart in mouth sort of a situation where Ford almost didn't get the baton. And I'm just wondering that between him collecting and knowing that he was close to a mishap and getting to Kishane, where was his headspace in that moment?
That could be a possibility as well, because he's still thinking about the almost miss.
Do you really have time to think about the almost missed, or you get it and you just run?
Well,
no. I don't know.
It's subconscious, when you have, and this is from, I don't know, just observation. There are times when one almost mistake leads to another, because subconsciously it's there in your head. You might not be conscious, but it's happening and it's in your mind, and then you lose concentration. These things happen.
Yeah, but that's behind you, sort of. It shouldn't be, Yeah.
No, Michael, it shouldn't. But you're a human being before you're a human being first and most of all. An instinct take over. If you're presenting a story on air and you make a mistake, you've got to be utterly professional, not to let it linger. You can't help it sometimes. And I'm saying to you, it was a near miss on that changeover, and I look at it again. And there are 1 or 2 people here who believe that theory could very well be correct, because what explains him? Because when he got baton, everybody said, "What? I thought Jamaica dropped the baton from that leg, I really thought it slipped from that." And when he got it and eventually reached to Kishane, I was just wondering, and now that it fell, I was just wondering if it was playing on his mind. Yes, it's a split second. It's not a long time for him to even think about it. But he's human, and he's not in these situations too often. This is Ramford is not somebody who runs these events a lot of time. Yeah. And he probably could have been thinking, when they came into the mix zone, I didn't want to talk to the other guys. Yeah, one of the things I wanted to say to them was, gentlemen, it happens. It's a team thing. You lose as a team, you win as a team. Mishaps happen. But I really just want to find out from Ford what happened on that leg. I was when Kishane stepped in and said, no comment. And then he left from me because I'm the first. Well, there's another Jamaican station, then me, and then there's a host of others. And they came over to me and they said, Wayne, did Kishane and the guys talk to you? I said, no.
Wayne, hold that thought. We're about to go off to take the 800-meter final, in which Navaski Anderson represents Jamaica.
Yeah, I'm going downstairs to you there.
All right, take it.
Olympic gold and the second fastest time ever does strengthen his claim to this title.
it was expected for one unit to win. He won because I don't think anybody's as good as he is. But the good news for Jamaica, Nowaski Anderson finished 7th, and I know a lot of people are going to say, he finished 7th. But he just lowered again the national record and became the first Jamaican man to go under 143. 142.76 is the new national record. That is what I was hoping for him.
Big up.
And he now takes Jamaica's 800-meter runner
to another level, into
the elite class now.
Yes.
142.76. Congratulations, Nowaski
Congratulations.
Anderson. Fantastic performance. He and Tyrese Taylor have pushed the envelope in this event.
Yep.
And now he has arrived. I don't know if Jamaica has arrived, but I know Nowaski has arrived.
But when you check it and you look back to the record that stood for so many years of Seymour Newman of the 145 change to where he has taken it now to 142, wow.
Yeah,
that's all we can say. Wow.
Fantastic performance from Nowaski Anderson. It's not sometimes all about medals, sometimes it's about performance.
And
that's when you go to a world championship final and produce your best time ever by some distances too, almost a full second.
Almost a second.
Because 143.72 to 142.76 is 0.04 off a full second.
Right.
That's a massive improvement.
Massive improvement. And you know what I love? The fact that he stayed right there with the Kenyans leading off, coming off the last lap. Of course, he fell behind, but I mean, I know. I saw him clapping, so I know that he's really proud of that time.
As he should be.
A national record.
New national record. Jamaica is in the class of the.
Look at that. Look at all the season's best and
national record.
And national record and awesome.
Listen, the last place man, Masanele ran 142.77.
Can you imagine?
That tells you the quality of this race. It's ridiculous. So congratulations to Nowaski Anderson. No medals on the day for Jamaica, but still significant performances, and it's a nice way to cap the day, especially since it started with the mishap in the 4x1 relay. But these things happen, we move on. These guys are still young. There will be other opportunities for them in the years to come. The next World Championships is in 2027, the Olympic Games in 2028. They have enough time to get it right, and by then hopefully they can probably get Brian Level to change his mind. So let's go.
There's a winner showing his spikes. What is that? What is it saying?
What I saw.
Is this his name?
No. Yes. He's probably shouldn't have his Adidas spikes. Wayne, let's go over to Wayne in Tokyo.
Yes.
Wayne is on the move again.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, we're hearing you now. Okay, cool.
Yes, you were saying. I'm waiting on Nowaski.
I know. But Wayne, massive improvement from Nowaski, almost a full second from the national record that he set in the semifinals. 142.76 is a significant drop for a man who entered this competition at 144.18. It tells you just how much he's improved in the last year.
I can do better than what you just did, I can do much, much better than what you just did.
I thought you were going to say you could do better than Anderson.
I
must
could too.
Yeah.
I probably could. But listen to this. Nowaski, I don't know if it was Coach Carr or Juliet made the point. That's a fantastic point. Seymour Newman's record was the holy grail in Jamaica's 800. I think for 35, maybe 40 years, yeah?
Yeah.
And we wondered if anybody would have broken it. What Nowaski has done tonight would have won world and Olympic titles maybe 20 years ago until people like David Rudisha took the thing to ridiculous levels. Those are the people who make what Nowaski did today a mere national record. A mere national record. This could have won world and Olympic titles 20, 25 years ago. It's people like David and those. David is upstairs at the minute watching. David and those people turn this thing into a literal sprint and make Nowaski look what he did tonight as a national record holder, look as if he did nothing. It was just fantastic. And when you're running 142 in a bus, you're amongst the elite.
Big league.
You
stepped into a different realm at 142. Yeah? Up to London 2012. I was in the London Stadium in 2012 when David chilled the blood of nearly 80,000 spectators with that outstanding. It was the only track record, world record the night, and everybody was stunned. A man dipped below 141 in the 800 meters. Look what Nowaski has done tonight, It's
And when your
equal to
body-
anything that the Jamaican has done in any event, you know.
Yep.
It's outstanding, man.
Yeah, listen,
Yes.
the work that Seymour Newman's national record was 145.30. That was set on May 13th, 1977.
145.30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Navaski Anderson, well, he broke that national record when he ran 144.71. Was it, Wayne? And then he went down to 144.61, down to 144.40. Then Terry Taylor stepped
143.
in and took it to 143.74. Navaski took it back to 143.72, and now he's taken it to a brand new record.
142.76.
Absolutely amazing performance from the young man.
What this boy has done tonight must not be scoffed at. I wonder if Jamaicans appreciate what Navas
We do.
did tonight.
This is
We do.
Some do, some don't.
This
Yeah.
is- this
Well,
is-
remember, you know, it's
140
a sprint country. We're known for sprinting, and people don't really pay attention to this. But the 800 meters, you rightly said, Wayne, has become a sprint.
Yep.
And I, you know, being on the circuit for all those years, I've watched the 800 just move from, you know, this kind of not lame-ish kind of, but to an all-out sprint running 2 laps.
His first 200 was 23 point something.
Yep.
No, that is sprinting for 800.
Let me just tell you give the official results. Emmanuel Wanyoni 141.86, which is a championship record.
record.
Benjamin Sajati of Algeria 141.90, a season's best. Mark Arup of Canada 145.95, a season's best. Mark Phillips of Ireland 142.15, a national record. Mohamed Atoui of Spain, a season's best 142.21. Max Bergin of Great Britain 142.29, a personal best. Navaski Anderson 142.76,
A national record.
Of course.
And PB.
Yep, and
And season best.
Yeah, Shekiso Masasela 142.77 finished 8th. This could possibly be weird. I need to check back.
Probably the
Has
fastest.
there ever been an 800 meter race when everybody was under 143?
That we'll have to do the check on, because it may possibly be. So I tell you what, the performance by Navaski tonight, if he was a Kenyan, Kenya would be proud of that performance.
Yep.
How many people are running 142? How many?
Not
And
many.
It's a Jamaican barely 2 years out of college running 140. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
And you know what, Wayne,
ridiculous.
when you take your body to that level and you see that improvement coming down, your body then remembers that level.
Yep.
And it's easier for you to go and repeat that.
Yeah,
I
moving-
hope he has a good manager, a good agent, because he needs to be amongst the regular on the Diamond League circuit.
Well, what he needs is, he possibly need, I don't know where he's training at this time. So
training in
either,
Baltimore.
he needs to
Maryland,
go to Flagstaff, Arizona, or go to Kenya and train.
Well, the camp that he's in at in Maryland, the Umbro, not the Kibrumbo, what's it called, Under Armour camp, is when he got there, he was running 144.60. And he's now down to
This is improvement.
142.76, so he's significantly improved there. So clearly they're doing something right
So
there.
there could be, and somebody, I'm not sure who was it, but somebody in that race is his training partner. I am not sure. You know of that, Wayne?
No, I don't.
Not
No, I
sure.
don't.
Somebody in it.
I don't think so.
I don't
though,
remember.
because I'm looking at the lineup and I'm familiar with where most of these athletes, maybe the guy from Ireland, but I'm not sure because everybody else I know where they train. So and they're not in Maryland. So but we'll check and make sure. But the thing is about it, a new national record of 142.76.
We have to be happy for that.
Every
With
time
all
I
the
say-
mishaps that happened this morning.
Every time I see the time, it feels unreal.
Yes.
142.76 from a Jamaican 800 meter runner.
After so many years.
But yeah, which is one of the things that I said all the time, where I've had the discussion, I think Wayne is part of a track and field group that we're in on WhatsApp. And there are a couple of times when I hear people getting all excited about the 151s and 152s and 148s, where if you look at the rest of the world, the kids that age, the age that they're running those times at champs, are all running 144 and 145. So we need to improve that event in Jamaica in terms of the standards that we're setting. And so where we're looking at Navaski Anderson and Tyrese Taylor, they're training abroad. But maybe, that's
Is
why...
it the coaching, or is it just that we're not getting the crop of athletes who are interested in that?
I think it's a combination of both things. One, as I told you, I had a conversation with Seymour Newman a few years ago at Champs. Actually, we were inside the stadium, and he was telling me that he was coaching at Homewood at the time, and he did say that he finds it difficult to get the guys to run the distances that they need to run.
They're too long.
Yeah, but you need to run.
And it's a sprint.
Yeah, you need to run 70 miles. The best runners in the world run
the mileage.
50,
The mile is a
50,
lot of miles.
50 to 70 miles a week. You know, so if
You know how
you're
many
not,
miles that is?
Yeah, it's a lot of miles. But the thing is that's what you need to do to get to that level. I hope that Navaski doing something now will inspire others, because there are a couple of 800-meter runners on the circuit, but there have been 146s, 147s, occasionally 145. What I think Navaski Anderson has proven now, that if you're willing to put the work in,
it can happen.
It can happen. The other thing, on the other side of that, I'm not quite sure if our local coaches, and this is not to discredit them, I'm just saying that sometimes the skill set is not there for the coaches locally to have that kind of skill set to coach, because the 800-meter run is not just about running distances. It's about speed work, it's about endurance work at shorter distances. So you have to have that coach who is able to understand the dynamics and how those cycles work to get the athletes to benefit.
And when to include those cycles.
Yeah.
But I mean, is that difficult? That's not difficult. I mean, coaching now is more open. The world is more open. And so I don't think it's that difficult. I think the problem is you're not finding the athletes who have an interest in that event, because, again, number one, it's not a money-making event. And they see everybody's now pushed towards a sprint, and
but
so they
everybody can
have
run
to
fast.
but you have to have that interest at first, and you have to see where you can make a living from that.
And this is where I think the J3s can probably do something along the lines of incentivizing youngsters. Look, there are guys at Champs, 49 seconds, 48 seconds for the 400. They ain't going anywhere. Right?
Push them to the 800.
So incentivize it. Maybe with scholarship opportunities or something, a partnership with universities abroad who have strong 800-meter programs, and incentivize it in terms of scholarship opportunities that you can probably go and get that scholarship, because not everybody's going to run a 44 400. Not everybody's going to run at 975 100 or 19 5 200. So look, if you're running 48, maybe if you do the work, you can do a 48 because you already have that speed, and then build on that.
The endurance.
And then that you can probably do 2 laps at 48 and 53 or 48 and 54. That takes to 140 something easy, 140 lows easily. So, you know, there are so many dynamics to why this event is not doing well.
Two quick things. One, I think I mentioned it before. I was at one of those games, and I watched the Kenyans warm up. And their warm up, I told you, they went over. There are some hills and stuff.
Yeah.
And their warm up was like 2 days workout for the average student here. The other thing too is that, one, you have to have a heart for the event, and you have to have that like a talent base.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the heart and the talent base,
it's not going to happen.
And also, the nutrition is going to play an important role.
You have developing information with the US 4x4 team. There will be a runoff between the United States and Kenya for one spot in the finals of men's 4x4.
Me not going.
I told you that they will find a way to get the US.
We're not doing it.
Yeah, so there'll be a runoff between Kenya and the United States for a spot in the finals of men's 4x400 meter.
I
would just tell them, go ahead. I would just tell them, I would forego. Yes, I would forego.
And
that.
when would that runoff take place?
Tonight.
It has to be tonight.
Yeah.
Has to be.
And then you have to recover. No, I wouldn't do it.
Unless there's a condition that the same runners who ran the initial
it would have to run back. Yeah, you can't change the team.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would. If I was
in charge of Kenya, I'd say, what up? No, let them gone, because
I wouldn't.
I don't think they have a chance of beating
Not
the United States.
to beat the United States,
so,
yes.
It
doesn't make any sense.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's unfortunate, but So let's talk a little bit about the women's 4x1, because let's talk a little bit about the men's 4x1, because you've, Coach Carr, discovered some information this morning, and we have an image to back it up. Where even if Jamaica had made that exchange successfully, we may very well have been disqualified. I don't think Juliet has seen the image yet, so let me show it to her.
Yes.
If you look at Navaski Anderson, his leg is in the other lane outside, and it may have been determined that he was obstructing the runner from the.
You mean Kishane?
No.
Yeah, Kishane Thompson.
Kishane is
And
where is he?
He stepped over
he's
in the
over
other
in
lane.
somebody is that Britain?
Right.
Is that the France?
Yeah. He could have been deemed to be obstructing the runner.
He could have.
Yeah.
He could have been deemed for that.
France. He's actually in the French what was he doing over there?
If it was a flat race, probably it wouldn't be that bad because stepping to your right, you are at a disadvantage.
Well, no, it was a guy in front or behind him. It really depends on where he was.
All right. Yeah, because the whole thing is that.
And maybe that's why he didn't get the baton.
It could be, but
because it was way over.
And
one is way
Ford was in the middle of the lane. Instead of
and you're
to
getting
the line
it right,
be.
left, right.
Yeah.
He's getting it in which hand? Which hand is
left
does
hand.
he?
He's
getting his left hand.
Yeah.
But
no, because remember when you stand up, to see, you're gonna stand on the right hand side of the lane,
right,
in order to receive the baton in your left hand, right? So moving out. That was how he stepped over into the line outside. Yeah. So
he was too far over.
And the other athlete could say, well, he was
impeded.
He was obstructed. Yeah. So
there's a possibility. We have to find what the actual rules say, but clearly he's breaching the other lane.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but
and a guy can always call foul.
Yep. The thing about it is that we're looking here, though.
They were ahead of us, Wasn't he behind?
He
was getting it after the fact, so he would not have impeded anyone.
Yeah, the French one already had the
was
stick
gone.
In his hand. Yeah.
Yes,
but when you look at here, it seems as if
one hand is going this way and the other hand is where. And I think he came around.
And then what happened? Ford drifted to the right side of the lane also, when he should have been more on the left side.
Yeah.
So with Kishane's hand going back, it's gonna go over to the other side of the lane, and he'll be on. It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
But I don't know. But what I'm looking at, Coach Carr, I mean, you're a coach, and you, I'm sure you would have prepared women's girls teams to run relays over the years, many times.
National teams too.
And national teams as well. Forgive me. Well, the image is on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see where Kishane Thompson's what's that? Left leg?
Right leg.
Right leg. Sorry,
and
is out in the fringe of the. In fact, it's not even on the fringe. It's inside the lane outside.
It is like the whole lane move over to the right, based on where Ford is and where Kishane's is. Right now, it's like the whole lane come and move over that side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is, and if you look at where his hand is, and where Ford is too, it is.
Yeah,
something would have to happen.
The whole thing is a mess.
Yeah.
But but let me go back to my original question, Coach Carr. If you practice, from my very amateur experiences of practicing relay changes in high school, there was a team that I ran on the car track that we did not miss a baton change once. It was almost like clockwork after a while. Based on your experience, why do these things happen? I mean, mistakes do happen, but it's been a trend now where these things are happening several times in the past few years.
What happens in the warm-up track or on the warm-up track is so much different from when you step out there.
The track, the tension and
adrenaline, persons tend to react sometimes to what's happening around them instead of reacting to what their incoming runner is doing. So you're here and you see somebody to your right or to your left move over. Sometimes they get drawn into that. The other thing too is that in warming up, you're probably catching the person too quick, and you say, listen, when you go out, put on another step to it because they're running up into the back. When you go out there, when you put on that step, it's a help to catch them.
And the adrenaline
starts flowing. So it's a lot of things, but it comes back to the headspace.
Yeah. And gauging, you have to really gauge your athletes, the incoming athlete, especially when you're in this kind of a competition, as Coach Carr said. You can have an 18 step, and when the time comes, it's really 16.
16, yeah.
And so you have to really gauge and say, oh my God, this person is coming in pretty fast. Let me, wait until they not reach the mark, but one more step before the mark. And then the adrenaline, the other teammates may end up, you see them run off, and then you want to run off thinking you're going to be behind.
Exactly. But you have an experience at one stage. I mean, I think your thing was injury while the baton wasn't
No,
shared.
no, twice. I had with Grace Jackson back in 1984. We the stick just lick out of my hand. So that was that, and then I didn't get a chance to pass the baton on to Delia Duhaney in 1992 because of an injury. I was trying to hop on one leg, but she wasn't watching what was happening with me. She just took off thinking, she was thinking that I wasn't going to catch it, because the talk in the village was, oh my God, Juliet is in great shape. Delia is going to have a hard time catching Juliet is going to run up on Delia's back. And I think Delia was thinking, let me get out.
Yeah.
And she got out, didn't realize that I had an injury. And we never got to stick around. These things happen.
And what I want to ask, what was the feeling like? I mean, after
it was a horrible feeling, because I was thinking, oh my God, Merlin did not get can you imagine? I'm injured and I'm thinking, oh my God, Merlin didn't get a chance to run. She didn't get the stick, because all we were thinking at the time before was breaking the world record. And I'm thinking, she didn't get a chance to prove to us that we could break the world record. And I think we were in world record shape at the time, Merlin and I.
Coach Carr, let me bring up a potentially controversial issue here. In London, we saw Kishian Thompson take off too early and almost missed the exchange with Raheem Ford. Or was it Craig and Ghost? I don't remember who it was coming in.
I think it was Ford.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably was good. I don't remember what it was. Again, and of course, he didn't get a chance to do it in Nanjing in the World Relays. And today, he's involved in yet another mishap. Is it? I'm not trying to cast blame. I'm just trying to figure out how it will work. Would it be possible for him not to receive but to hand
over?
Off? Yeah.
Yes, but again, you need a strong anchor leg.
Yeah.
You need a strong anchor.
But you're going to put him to start.
But you have oblique.
You put him to start. And maybe your front load. Maybe you use him to start, use oblique on the back stretch, and Akeem on the third, and
somebody to anchor. But there you need, I think what you need on that anchor leg is somebody who can stay with or go ahead off. Right? Having somebody who someone can catch easily is not the best thing there.
Understood that part.
Right? But why I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know about front load into, I don't know.
It would be a good start. I know we would have gotten a good start.
Yeah.
But who are the others? You have to look at the team.
Yeah.
The talent that you have on the team to put.
Here's my dream. I keep talking about these dreams. So you have Kishian start. Or, have Kishian start. Oblique on the back stretch.
Bovell somewhere.
No, Akeem Blake on the third leg and hand it to one Brian Lavelle, who nobody's going to catch.
Lavelle.
If we can convince him to change his mind.
That's the perfect team.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That would be the perfect team.
To what we have now, the talent base that we have now, that would be the ideal team.
Yeah,
but the difference with these teams now and the team of Bolt, Carter, Freighter, and Blake is that the chemistry
was there.
The chemistry was there.
Set. They were doing it from year to year.
Exactly.
Michael Freighter was on every single World Cup
every back stretch. Same thing with Nesta starting. So that chemistry was there.
And the familiarity, yes.
Exactly. And they were very good friends. Yeah. Most of the time they were,
What I find as well is something that we think we overlook a lot of the times. That team had a leader in Usain Bolt. Somebody who demanded that they execute well, and they wanted to do it for him as well, given his success and given what he meant to the team.
As you talk about the leader, remember what the girls said from the 4x1? Shelley came and spoke to them and encouraged them to do it and let them believe that they could do it. I don't sure if this team now has that type of person.
I get the sense, and again, this is just an assumption here. This is not me.
We don't know.
Casting blame. But let's talk to Wayne because Wayne has the new national record holder in Navaski Anderson.
Navaski Anderson, take your pick. Disappointed that you didn't get a medal, or that you have now joined the elite ranks of 142 runners in the 800 meters, a Jamaican doing that?
There's nothing disappointed about that today. That was only to show. There was nothing disappointed about that performance. There was nothing disappointed about that performance today. That was just to show the world and Jamaica that Navasky Anderson definitely belongs up there.
Yes, dude.
With 70 meters to go, I was like third, fourth, right on the verge of going through there. I only had the heart, the determination, the focus, and believing that, listen, I'm going out there, I'm going to challenge these guys. It was either going hard or going home. I was already top 8 in the world, so there was no reason for settling for 8th position, but it was just to go out there and give myself the opportunity to get a medal, and that's what I did out there tonight. The guys got me at the end, but I fought very hard. I fought well. Around 1 minute 42 seconds, spared by over a second. Probably right now I'm not really feeling it, not believing it, but that's just to show the world that Jamaicans, Navasky Anderson, can be competitive in the 800 meter, and we definitely belong in the caliber of athletes and the ranking that's up there in the world.
I never knew I would believe to see a Jamaican run 142. 142 would have won world championship and Olympic titles not so far ago.
That's right.
You know that you're with it, right?
Definitely. This is only one direction from here. It's only going up. It's only going up from here. I showed it out there today.
Yeah.
That's just so I'm going back in training, putting in the work, putting in the determination. I said earlier, they might beat me today, they might beat me tomorrow. But definitely, Navasky Anderson will be Olympic champion, will be world champion. It's just only time.
Emmanuel, if you could just join Navasky. One second, come here.
Get over here, Wanyoni.
Yeah. You're dominating the event, brother. You're dominating the event. World champion to add to Olympic gold. How does it feel?
I'm feel so happy. I'm so proud to be a champion like this. Like 800 meters Olympic champion, 800 meters world champion is not easy. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Navasky, at 142, he's now joined Kenyan ranks.
I want to congratulate this guy to come to run championship record for Jamaica. He's still young. He's still. I want to motivate him. Maybe next year you can be a champion like me. So continue training, to continue believing in yourself and continue work hard. Stay focused.
I respect that from my competitor, Wanyoni. Nobody respect that.
Wanyoni, we saw David upstairs watching you. Are you good friends with David? Does he talk to you guys, in terms of encouraging you?
Yeah, David is my friend. I came from close village with him. So I talked to him the day before the race last night. He told me, go continue yourself, run your race, believe yourself, you can win this medal.
How far are you away from the world record?
I want to improve my BB first, then I think about world record.
Very nice of you. Congrats. Navasky, let us just wrap this up with you. We were just telling the colleagues in studio, Michael Carr, Gillette Cuthbert, Flynn, and Leighton Levy, that given what you did tonight, you're now should be a regular on the Diamond League circuit next year. And it now comes on to your agent and your manager. I'm sure your head is not there yet. It's just soaking in the national record, new lifetime best, and new realm that you've entered. But does it make sense what I just say?
Yes, definitely makes sense. Right now for Navasky Anderson, as I said, it's only up from here, just working harder, being motivated, being determined, and coming next year, going on the circuit and racing most of these guys again with their goal and the determination to go out there and win and beating those guys, continuously beating them and winning in championship events. So that's the goal. Moving on.
My only concern about you, I have a real big concern about you, is that 800 meters is something that you do on the side. You're a vlogger by profession.
As I told you, the vlogging is to educate and to be informative. Let everybody who is growing up, the youngsters who is aspire to be Olympians, world champions. Hey, this is what your lifestyle could be like. This is what you could be expect in the future. And I'm just to let my friends and my family, my little nephew in Jamaica, like, listen, my uncle doing this. That's his motivation to go out there.
What's in it?
And be great. Mordecai Murphy.
Where is he now?
He's in Kingston, Jamaica.
Kingston, Jamaica.
Yes.
I'm sure he's seeing this.
Yes, he's seeing this. And
I ask everybody, and I'm going to ask you, what are you going to do in the off-season?
Oh, off-season? Honestly, I'm going to keep it a buck. Jamaican would call it braffing. I'm going to have to do a little braffing.
Where you going?
I mean, my braffing maybe just be like chilling with friends or just seeing my family, spending time with friends and
you go back, shall I eat some fish?
Yeah, whenever I'm in Jamaica, I go to Hesha, or I go to Port Royal, I go down to Ocherius. Do a little bit of everything.
What do you mean? Sir?
When you're there, Jamaica, you know, you have to live your best life.
Yeah. Who in the race you train with? Is your training partner? That final a while ago.
Nobody.
You don't train with
But
anybody?
definitely have to shout out to my coach Tom Brumlick, coach Kerry Lane in Baltimore. You know, shout out Team Under Armour. Because Team Under Armour, they put it together well for me this year. They brought me here. They fought with me. Shout out Coach JT, my parents, my whole supportive team. Novaski Anderson, my supporters know that I don't have any fans. I have a support team. I have a support group. Yes, sir. Big up, Marco. I have a support team, support group. Anybody who support me, it's a part of my team. So all love to everybody who is on my team. Just love and respect, y'all.
It's like, you have a graph. We're going to send you the bill, you know.
All right. Send me the bill.
Of course.
Send me the bill.
All
right.
Respect. That's all, brother. Respect, man. Cool, man. Ask Janison, guys.
What a great person. Great personality. Great personality. And Wayne, you're doing a fantastic job with these interviews.
Yeah, all right. But we have to wrap, guys. We're out of here. Of course, want to say thanks, of course, to Coach Michael Carr, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, and Wayne over there in Tokyo doing an A-class job. And of course, the production team. On behalf of everyone, I'll see you tomorrow. Is it tomorrow morning?
9 o'clock.
We're back tomorrow morning for the final day of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo. Hopefully, we'll be able to end the championship with maybe 2 additional medals, but we're keeping our fingers crossed. Until then, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You've just heard Nationwide's live coverage of the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Japan.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM on Saturday, September 20 from 9